What is up, everybody? Michael here, and today we're going to be talking about voice classifications, voice types, and vocal range. What is it? How to increase it? Stick around to the end because I'm going to be breaking down on the piano my range from lowest to highest, and also I'm going to give you a really good vocal exercise that you can do to begin to unlock and extend your vocal range. Ready? Let's go. All right, so first, let's talk about the different voice classifications, or as they're called, vocal phares. So you might have heard about some of them: bass, baritone, and tenor for guys, and alto, mezzo, and soprano for girls. Now, people ask me all the time, Michael, I've been classified as a baritone, so does that mean that I'm stuck with that voice type? Does that mean that I can't sing songs that tenors sing, that I can't sing high? Have I been cursed? Have the gods, the vocal gods, cursed me? So no, of course not. You can always increase your range. Now, first, look at me. I'm living proof. I am a baritone, and you've seen videos on my channel, and also in this video I'm going to show you I can sing pretty high. And second, the issue is that this classification system doesn't take into account your proficiency on your instrument and your level of experience, as well as the huge night and day difference of what modern music requires of a singer. So what I want you guys to understand is this Western classical voice classification system, that's a bit of a tongue twister, was invented long before microphones, at a time where singers had to overcome the volume of an entire orchestra and be clearly heard and understood by audience members sitting pretty far away in a huge opera house. Over time, composers, singers, and musicians started noticing that every human voice has a sweet spot. So a range of notes where that specific voice type has the most flexibility, power, projection, and juice to their tone. This was very important hundreds of years ago, and might still be important to you if you're a purist about opera. By the way, comment below if you want me to make an opera technique video. But today, modern music has advanced technologically to the point where a person could be barely audible. I'm looking at you, Billie Eilish. And a properly calibrated studio microphone can capture that performance precisely. And combined with correct mixing, the producer can now make this performance make sense with the rest of the experience of the song, the instruments and the effects, etc. And so why is all this relevant to you? Well, the prevailing idea in old school singing is that you had to learn to sing in a way that's different from speaking, because what was needed at the time was a sound that was projective, big, and can be clearly heard over a huge orchestra. And this was achieved by manipulating your voice in an artificial way. Now, I'm using artificial here as a technical description, not as an opinion description. So it's not about like it sounding good or bad either way, just that the way that you would sing opera is different from the way that you would speak. So what this means is that the classical voice classifications are just that, classical. They are mostly completely irrelevant to 90% of singers, because contemporary singing and contemporary vocal technique is mostly linear. So to sing contemporary vocals, rock, pop, jazz, country, whatever, you name it, you kind of need to be doing more of the same, asking your voice for more of the same as you go up the range, as opposed to opera singing where there are areas in your voice where you have to kind of cover and change what you're doing to artificially produce that sound. All right, so good news. With the right technique and with the right training, today, just about anyone can sing just about anything. At least if you plan on going higher, because going lower is a bit of a different beast. Comment below if you want me to make a video about that, by the way. Look, if you're still worried and you still think you're cursed, think of it this way. NBA legend Spud Webb is 5'7", okay? I'm 6 feet tall. He can fly, and I can't. Yet. But he can, or well, he could, it was in the 80s, but he can because he unlocked his athletic potential by training the right way. He worked his craft until he could jump out of the gym and jump high enough to win a dunk contest. And in terms of the cards he's been dealt, his physical attributes, his anatomy, his height, he is one of the shortest NBA players in history. Just imagine how many times he's been told that he's too short to play in the NBA. And then remember the fact that he won a dunk contest. So what I'm saying is, just because you're born with a certain anatomy doesn't mean it has to dictate the course of your life. Listen, I've been teaching for the past 15, I think 16 years now. And let me tell you this, you'll be surprised at just how much potential you have locked inside you and how amazing you could be with the right training. Okay, so now I want to take you guys through my current vocal range. And before we do that, let's define it correctly. So vocal range, I've thought of this a lot, and it's best defined as from lowest to highest, your range of reliable, good sounding notes. Okay, so there's a bit of vagueness here. So good sounding is, a matter of taste. But at this stage, I'm gonna say, so not like cracking and not too breathy as well. Just like kind of normal, full voiced notes. So this E2 has been kind of my lowest limit for the longest time. Let me try and sing this. Right, so I can hold a note here. Let's go a bit lower. Let's see if I can go lower. Yeah, there's a D. All right. So this is a C sharp in the bass range, and you can hear that it's not anywhere near juicy and full. So if I go here to this C sharp an octave higher, right? And again, without me doing anything to push into it, like I'm not trying to go forte, like something like this. Right, and even if I would, the lower I go, the less juice I have, the less, like imagine a lemon or an orange, like a juicy fruit. There's a certain range, a sweet spot in your voice that you can really squeeze into it, and there's a lot of juice in it. But the lower I go here, I'm gonna lose this resonance, because that's not my anatomy. But again, that doesn't mean I can't hit the notes, but okay, we'll talk about that. But anyway, so it's a B, A, G, and I'm trying to make them big. F, right? There's no real juice the lower I go, but then in this more middle range, this F, just the normal way that I would approach a note. I'm not even like trying to do anything, and there's a lot of juice there. So this is a more natural place for my voice. That's an A, middle C. Right, so this whole range between kind of F to middle C, maybe D even. Right, without me doing a thing to it. Like I could do this here, this A. Right, try to make it big. And like I can play with it a lot more because it sits in a comfortable range for me. So B flat. Let's keep going up. Okay, C. D. E. You'll notice I'm doing more of the same thing. Okay, F. And then a G. Then G flat. A flat. Right, A. And as we go higher here, okay, this is a B flat. B. And then high C. And again, you'll notice how my voice resonates here. I have these notes. Right? quite comfortably. But it doesn't resonate with the same kind of like ease as this C. Right? It has a bit of a different character. Now, it doesn't mean I can't hit that note, and, you know, the audience doesn't care, right? Because, you know, people care about the music and people care about your character. And if the note just sounds good, they don't think too much about, like, is he a tenor or is he a baritone? Right? Nobody cares about that. Only us in our vocal journey, we kind of want to become better, so we start to think about that too much. So, you know, but there is a definite difference. So if somebody were a tenor, it'd be a bit easier for them to hit this this high C, right? So, okay, let's keep going. This is a D, right? E, there, we're gonna go to an F. Now, this is not to be confused with falsetto, okay? So my falsetto here, E, we had an F, let's go. F sharp. G, this high G is about the limit in terms of what's reliable to me without really warming up. So let's see if I can do it. Yeah, I got it, okay. And again, since it's so far from the comfortable place for me, then I'm limited or more limited, you know, in the ways I can approach that note. So it's very difficult for me to do it quietly. Right? I have to like kind of, I wouldn't say push exactly, but it has to be, it has to have a big presence, because otherwise I don't have the connection there, right? And again, this is all part of the journey, because, you know, the ultimate technique is where it's invisible, meaning you can do practically whatever you want on any note. So, you know, this is an interesting discussion about vocal range. Like, would you say that G is part of my range if I can only, you know, like go forte on it? I mean, depending on the context, yeah, I would say yeah, because I like the way it sounds. But if the music needs me to go soft on that G, that's gonna be a challenge for me. All right, let's see if we can go higher. A flat, right? A, woo, that one's tough. A, let's see if we can go right here. A sharp. Oh my goodness. And B. Oh my goodness. So this one, as you can see by my reaction, this is not super reliable for me. Let's see if I can go to C. No. If I really work up to it, then I can hit it. But that I would say is a little bit over my edge currently. You know, I might look at this video in a couple months, or hell, maybe in a week, and I'll say, hey, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things you're doing wrong and you could be doing better. And then I'd improve it, and, you know, we'll see. Maybe I'll do a 2021 vocal range video. We'll see. But yeah, but I would say that my range would be like from this E, reliably. Like I can go a bit lower, as you've seen, and I can go a bit higher. But I think from this E2, so there's 1 octave, E3, E4, there's E5 to like G5. You can push it higher and I can push it lower than the range itself. But we're really talking about what you can hit reliably, even when you're sick, or you're maybe tired that day, or you're stressed out, and maybe like it's a really big important show and you don't want to screw it up, so you're a little tense. But then even when you're not at your best, you can still hit those notes reliably. So this is my current vocal range, and we'll see what happens in the future. All right, now here is an exercise I want you guys to try. It's easy. It's just put your tongue out a little bit. Everything is loose, relaxed, and just go over a simple melody like this. Try it with me. Now here. Higher. Girls, an octave higher, of course. Right here. And now. If you do this correctly, and I mean without having the basic tone be breathy like this, this doesn't really help us. So you want it to be like a soft hum, and also not too hard, not right, not like screaming into it. It's just like a natural, same way that you would speak, kind of speak into the notes, but into this shape. So after you've done that, let's go back down. Good, and keep everything relaxed. The next stage of this exercise is to go and copy paste. So you would take, for instance, let's take the same melody. Let's go one time. It's going to be the with the tongue out. And then after that, we'll do like an open vowel, like an ah. Okay, so let's do then we copy paste. Good breath. You tried here. And nice, good breath, and ah. Okay. Yeah. Now ah. Very good. One more. Nice. Good. So go through your range with this shape, this shape, to kind of center your voice. And as you go higher, I want you to continue staying in that same feeling, asking for an even tone, as opposed to changing something. So if we're gonna do something like this, right? There's no need to scream or to increase your volume. That would be what the copy paste would sound like. All right, guys, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for staying until the end. Now, if you want to improve your voice, take it to the next level in just 15 minutes a day, you can check out my vocal course, Voice Mastery. The link is in the description below. There's even a special discount. Now, I also want to know, what's your vocal range? What's the highest note you can reach? What's the lowest note you can reach? Comment below, let me know what your vocal range is. And until next time, stay awesome.